Picture this: a bullied kid in South Africa buried in books teaching himself to code on an old computer. Fast forward and he is launching rockets that land themselves, building electric cars that dominate the road, buying one of the world's biggest social media platforms, and even stepping into government to slash spending. Sounds like science fiction? Nope. That is the real story of Elon Musk. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into the history of Elon Musk, the 10 most impactful moments that shaped one of the most ambitious lives of our time, from his childhood all the way to where he stands in 2026. These are not just random events. They are the turning points that transformed a quiet dreamer into a force reshaping space travel, transportation, technology, and more. If you are into these stories, hit like and subscribe so you never miss one. Let us begin at the beginning. It all started in 1983 in Pretoria, South Africa. 12-year-old Elon Musk was already different. While other kids played outside, he taught himself programming from thick manuals. He created his first video game called Blaster, a simple space shooter. A local magazine published the code and paid him $500. Not bad for a kid who spent most of his time daydreaming in class. But Elon had no intention of staying in South Africa. At just 17, he made a bold move. He emigrated alone to Canada with only $2,000 in his pocket. He took on brutal jobs, shoveling grain in freezing silos and cleaning boilers in a lumber mill, sometimes surviving on barely $1 a day. Eventually, he made his way to Queen's University and later transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, where he earned degrees in both physics and economics. That relentless grind set the stage for his first big success. In 1995, fresh out of college, Elon and his brother Kimball founded Zip2, an early version of online city guides and maps for newspapers. They worked insane hours, often sleeping in the office. Then, in 1999, Compaq bought the company for $307 million. At 27 years old, Elon walked away with $22 million in his pocket. Most people would have cashed out and relaxed. Elon used that money to dream even bigger. He immediately poured millions into founding X.com, an ambitious online financial services company. It soon merged with another startup and became PayPal. The ride was not smooth. The board actually fired him as CEO while he was on his honeymoon. Talk about terrible timing. Still, PayPal took off. In 2002, eBay acquired it for $1.5 billion. Elon's share came to about $176 million. Now he had the war chest to chase truly impossible goals. That same year, 2002, he founded SpaceX with one clear mission: to make humanity multiplanetary, starting with Mars. Experts called it crazy. Governments had dominated space for decades. Elon taught himself rocket science from textbooks, and he invested nearly $100 million of his own money. The years that followed tested everything. 2008 was the darkest chapter. SpaceX's first 3 Falcon 9 launches exploded spectacularly. At the same time, Tesla, which Elon had invested in and later led, was burning through cash during the global financial crisis. Both companies were weeks from bankruptcy. After his divorce, Elon poured in his last personal millions, even sleeping on friends' couches. Then, on the 4th attempt, Falcon 9 finally reached orbit. That same year, Tesla delivered its first roadster. Against all odds, he had survived. That survival unlocked the next breakthrough. In December 2015, SpaceX achieved something many thought impossible: the first successful vertical landing of a Falcon 9 rocket booster on a drone ship at sea. Reusable rockets suddenly went from science fiction to reality, dramatically cutting the cost of space travel. If that wasn't bold enough, 2018 delivered one of the most unforgettable moments in space history. SpaceX launched the powerful Falcon Heavy rocket. Instead of a boring satellite, the payload was Elon Musk's cherry-red Tesla Roadster, with a mannequin named Starman in the driver's seat, playing David Bowie's Space Oddity. The 2 side boosters returned to Earth and landed in perfect synchronization. It was equal parts engineering triumph and pure showmanship. And that bold spirit brings us right up to today, in 2026. In 2022, Elon acquired Twitter for $44 billion and rebranded it as X, pushing his vision of an everything app. Starlink satellites now deliver high-speed internet to millions in remote areas. Neuralink has begun implanting brain-computer interfaces in humans. His company xAI is advancing artificial intelligence. The massive Starship rocket continues breaking records in test flights, with uncrewed Mars missions on the horizon. And in 2025, he briefly co-led the Department of Government Efficiency under President Trump, helping drive major spending cuts before stepping back to focus on his growing empire. From that quiet 12-year-old coding in his bedroom to the man influencing space, electric vehicles, social media, brain technology, and even government policy, Elon Musk's journey shows what is possible when massive dreams meet relentless determination. Which chapter of his story fascinates you the most? The desperate survival of 2008, the spectacular Falcon Heavy launch, or everything unfolding right now in 2026? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, the only real limits are the ones we choose to accept. I will see you in the next one.